We're Mala and Don.
And we travel full-time in a 40-foot bus with our cats Pizzicato and Mr. Sweetface. We've been in South Africa for the past few weeks, and now it's time to get our bus, Alutheria, ready for winter travels.
It's supposed to get down to 26 degrees next week. It's a perfect motivator to try to get our diesel heater installed.
But as we take one step forward,
start heating.
Ooh,
I can feel some air.
It seems like we take 2 steps back.
Perfect.
And I think Mela's face sums it all up.
It's gross. I could never be a plumber. We're moving the bus today. It's not as exciting as you think. We just need to dump our waste tank and clean it. It has been about 5 or 6 weeks, right, Don? Yeah, 5 or 6 weeks since we've driven the bus. Does it feel weird?
No. It's the prettiest dump station we've ever been to.
It really was a beautiful drive and got us excited about getting back out on the road again.
But first, we got a dirty job to do.
This might be the grossest job we're gonna do for a little while.
We clean our fresh tank every 6 months, and that flushes through the whole system and into the gray. But the gray tank gets pretty nasty, so we're gonna take this opportunity of being here to take our gray tank out and give it a really good clean, we hope.
When we put our tanks in, we just put these little straps on the back so we could unbolt them and pull the tanks out anytime we need to work on them, clean them out, or if we ever have to replace them for any weird reason.
Look how gross it looks. Clean tank, that's definitely the waste tank.
Now, of course, I also need to unhook the actual waste into the tank.
Did I get some rags?
Gross?
Gross. I could never be a plumber. Maybe somebody needs to push while somebody pulls at the same time.
Well, I'm afraid that this one has to be pulled out first,
Yeah.
then this one goes out.
Me too. Is this our outdoor shower that haven't made yet?
How many buckets is it gonna take?
10?
Probably 10 or more.
The fresh tank easily slid out, and then so did the gray tank. But
Somehow it did not all drain out when we dumped. There was still some in the bottom that couldn't make it out, and so this is turning into a real dirty job. Oh. Did you spill it on you?
Don't mind me, I'm ready to shower. It's been all over. This is not terrible, but the day's still young. Yeah.
Oh, this might be too gross for YouTube.
Well, I guess that's our thumbnail. Too gross for YouTube.
The plan is to now shoot water inside, get that gunk out, 1 bucket at a time, I guess.
That's our new t-shirt, 1 bucket at a time.
I don't think anybody wants that t-shirt. know it looks really gross, but it doesn't smell at least. And I can tell you the biggest culprit here, like yes, it's dirty dishwater. There's not chunks of food, is coffee grinds, but it's definitely a lot better.
It wasn't perfect, but it's a waste tank after all. I lost Mela to her homemade cat food making, and this is what happens when I lose my camel woman on a windy day.
Now, cousin Corey let me borrow the power washer, so I know he watches the video, so I'm gonna let him know that I am hosing down the power washer end with bleach. And nothing to worry about. It'll be clean when we get it back to you. Thank you.
Today, we are finally going to do a job that we've just put off but really wanted to do for a long time, and that is install our diesel heater.
We just looked at the weather forecast, and it's supposed to get down to 26 degrees next week. So it's a perfect motivator to go ahead and try to get our diesel heater installed. Yesterday I spent some time with my dad and we looked around the bus. He kind of helped me think through where the possibilities of installing this diesel heater would be, with one option being next to the mini split in this open bay and running the heat up through the floor in the bathroom. That did not look like a simple task. There's also an open bay underneath the driver's seat that we probably could install it and try to figure out how to snake it up somehow into the front of the bus, but that looked really complicated. We do have some space next to our water tank, so I thought about putting it there, but then the heat coming out would have to go into like a floor vent in the hallway near the bedroom. And we didn't want to do that just because cat fur, cat scratcher cardboard, and stuff would fall down in it. And that thing is so hot it might even combust. So we settled on installing it inside the bus in the back. The installation instructions for the diesel heaters do say it's good to install it inside as long as you can run your exhaust right out, which means I need to cut some holes in this little step floor that we have. Now it's one of my least favorite things to do, which is pull all my tools out of the luggage bay.
So we have to remove a bunch of stuff here under the desk for Don's work setup.
I roughly know where the hole is going to be, but to really be exact, I'm going to need to go ahead and pivot my mini split out. Perfect. By swiveling the mini split out, it looks like the connector has been pierced, so all my refrigerant is leaking out. So now we have no mini splits. The other one was on the list of things to fix. We installed it before I got some flexible tubing, and it looks like just over time this tubing has been bent and bent until it was leaking. I guess getting the diesel heater installed and then getting the mini splits ready for recharging is my new task for the day. We got the hole, I've got all the pieces out, I got the manual. Next thing we need to do is run some 12 volt over all the way back there. Unfortunately, there's no 12 volt that we can just jump off of, and I want to have it on its own fuse, so I'm gonna try to do some fishing.
We have to get the wire from here next to the fuse box all the way through the bathroom and into the bedroom.
Tell me if you see anything. Oh, Jesus. All right, switch sides with me. I'll try the other way.
Ah, I see it. I see it. It's here. place is a disaster. In just an hour or so. What have you done to our home?
You said you wanted a diesel heater.
Ah, chaos! I've been loving my HIBOY scooter. It's great for scooting around campgrounds, and I've been along some really scenic trails. HIBOY has their biggest sale of the year coming up, and I can't wait to give you an extra special offer.
HIBOY Max Pro is the latest and greatest electric scooter. With speeds up to 22 miles per hour and 46 miles range, it really is the ultimate daily urban commuter. If you're looking for something lighter to carry and lighter on the wallet, then the HIBOY S2 Max is a popular e-scooter with easy storage in cars, elevators, and subways. The HIBOY Ecom 14 eco-friendly fat tire comes with an optional seat and removable basket, making it popular for short trips to the grocery store or carrying a backpack to college. Not only is the HIBOY VE1 Pro super cute, but the large 16-inch wheels and wide standing base make for easy balancing and a comfortable ride. But wait, they do electric bikes too. The HIBOY EX step-through fat tire electric bike is great for all terrains. With speeds up to 25 miles per hour and a range of 75 miles on the power assist, this e-bike is sure to become your new best friend.
Their Black Friday sale runs from November 13th to December 8th, and on these 5 models, you can get an additional $50 off with code RH8. Use the link below and go get your bike or scooter.
I'm going to make sure that we have power all the way over here, plug the fuse in, and check my meter box. Well, there's a reason yesterday's video ended abruptly. Injury. I was trying to use the drill and the hole saw to cut through the metal from the inside, and the drill kicked back, smashed my thumb, and I got a massive cut. So there was blood all over the place. I don't even know where the camera was. Mel had to find it for me today. So we decided that I was tired, it was gonna get dark soon, let's just start fresh today. Got a good night's sleep, had some breakfast, so now we're gonna try to get back to getting this diesel heater mystery solved. We kinda got a plan for getting the exhaust together. We just need to get another hole saw, because I think mine's too dull to actually cut through the metal part there. And we're going to need to modify the exhaust tubing so that not only is it short enough to hook up to the muffler and then hook up to our, I don't know, outside exhaust unit thing.
Don needs a hug, guys. Give him a hug down in the comments.
But the good news is, as soon as I can get the exhaust piping hooked up, I can go ahead and set up the rest of the system with the pump, the fuel filter line, and just put it in a bucket of diesel and test it out. We hit another snag, trying to get the exhaust to just come down 7 inches, bend, hook up to the muffler, and go straight out into our exhaust piping. The problem is, it's female to female connectors. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have any problem with female on female connectors, but I gotta figure out how to make a coupler for them. And I think I'm gonna chop off one of my existing pieces now. So now I've chopped it off my exhaust, but the only problem is now my exhaust, I gotta build a coupler to go inside of it. I had to modify the exhaust tubing significantly. So we cut it down, but unfortunately after you cut it down, it no longer fits on the exhaust output. So we've cut it down, we've got it measured to the right length, and we're gonna weld a little piece of copper in the middle to act as a new male to hook onto the female to go back to the other male. Okay, I have gotten my test exhaust pipe hooked up. I've got everything else connected. My fuel pump to my fuel line, to my filter, to a stand-in tank. I've got my air intake over to the side. Everything's clear. The only thing that I screwed in was the fuel pump, and got power to it.
So we're gonna test it.
Yay. I got dirtiest gloves, so can you put the fuse in for me? See where it says D-heat?
Ah,
right
that's it. D-heat.
Push down on that yellow thing.
I'm trying. Oh, that way down.
Down.
D-heat. Okay.
We got power to the unit.
Start heating.
Ooh. I can feel some air.
I can hear the pump. It's really quiet. But there's no fuel in the filter yet. And it's raining. I'm gonna try to get all this stuff back in real quick. Your waterproof camera, you'll be fine. Alright, the first time it didn't work because the cap wasn't screwed on to the fuel filter. So it was just sucking and sucking air, and no fuel was coming up. So we've redone the priming procedure, which is holding down the downward button for 7 seconds at first startup. It looks like it's working now. I'm going to go ahead and shut. It talks to you. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on.
I wish you a safe journey. Start heating.
All right, let's kick it on. Let's try to make some sense of this manual here. And maybe we can get it to change to Fahrenheit, because it's very confusing in Celsius. Probably not for our South African family. You wanna feel it?
It feels warm. We're gonna be toasty. The best part about this actually is that Don spilled diesel on his jeans, so he's just been walking around in his underwear. He just took his pants off, but you guys can't see. But he's in his underwear, just wandering around.
Yeah, that's why I only film from the top up. Now I specifically got this one because there is a Bluetooth app on it, which means I can lay in bed and control the heater at night. So now that we got that working, plugged in, all I need to do is finish getting the exhaust set up and tie everything down, and then put that diesel tank into place permanently. Time for lunch though. I'm gonna take a little break. Okay, we're done with lunch. We'll hopefully it gives me enough energy to get the rest of this done. I just need to tap my diesel tank, figure out how to strap it into place, and then hook up my supply line. Then the only other thing I have to deal with is the exhaust. Now on the back of my bus here, I've just got this little panel that comes right open. Now I've got one of these 10-liter diesel tanks that we're gonna mount on the back, but they're not tapped, so I've got to drill a hole in it. It took a little longer than I thought, but we got the diesel heater in, and just in time. It's gonna get real cold. It's about 38 right now, and it's supposed to be dropping down into the 20s. The diesel heater is mounted. I'm really happy with the way it is. There's a separate diesel tank. We went ahead and used that. I didn't want to tap into the bus's diesel. I made it so I could access the tank from the back here in my back panel. It'll be an easy way for me to just fill it up from back here. Our exhaust hole here is, I don't know, about neck height. So I'm thinking it might be best if I put something that says caution, hot exhaust or something. Because even though we don't plan to run this when there's a lot of people around, we plan to run it more when we're camping. I don't want somebody just walking too close to the bus and burning themselves. I've got all the wires wrapped. I've got the fuel lines wrapped. I got the exhaust line wrapped with heat tape, and we've ran it for 2 nights in a row, about 7 to 10 hours each, which we've surprisingly are getting some pretty fuel efficiency because we haven't even used a whole tank yet. I think we only used about 60% of a little 10-liter tank so far. So as far as having another heat option, I'm really happy with it thus far.